We're excited. This is a good day. It's a big day. And I have your top five, I think, right here in my hand. So we'll see how accurate I was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you that that's probably
That it's
gonna be
wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever. Such a dick.
Hey, everybody. It's Shit Talk Reviews. Thanks so much for coming by. My name is John. I've only got one guy in the room with me. We've got another guy somewhere else, so I will go ahead and do it this time. Derek is joining us, and our good friend David is joining us as well. It's a Friday. We're pumped. We're excited to be here.
I
That's
am
how pumped
excited
Derek
to
is.
be. I'm waiting for this patiently all week, and I am really looking forward to Derek's list. You
Well,
want
get
to?
everybody. What? Who?
I was just going to ask him if he wanted to flex his biceps before he gets started. Show him the pythons. Show him.
Oh yeah, Max Cavalera here to take over. The real fucking sorcerer.
Yeah.
All right, so to get everybody caught up, we are in week 2 of our top 10 albums of the year. Last week, David J gave us his top 10 albums of the year. This week is Derek. Next week will be my week, and then out comes the full-on brawl. But just a slight side note is, since we are in week 2 of our top 10s, that also means that we are that much closer to Christmas, because our last episode will be the last of the year. So get your shopping done, kids. That's your public service announcement for the day.
Do that.
Don't forget the little kitties.
Yes, contribute to capitalism.
That's right.
Be the pig that you are. Contribute. Spend your money. That's right. All right, let's get into this.
Let's get it done.
Let's do it, baby.
We're supposed to have
the real Sepultura.
We're supposed to have 10. I've got 18. I've got 8 honorable mentions.
Okay, you got some honorable mentions. Okay.
It was a lovely year for music, for heavy music, and I think it's important to call out these bands. So the first one that's an honorable mention is Orbit Culture, the Descent album. They are taking the world by storm, hard hitting, dual vocalists. And if you haven't checked them out, you should. I think they're a little bit bigger in Europe right now, but certainly worth your time.
Right.
Okay.
And I know, David, you were pretty into them as well.
Yeah.
We were thinking about them. Mutoid Man, Mutant. That is
great record.
Those are members of other bands. We put a review up. It's a written review that's up on the website. Very catchy record. Lot to hear there. Wonderful musicians. And they're, it's a little bit different than what their main bands are, Converge and some of the other, the Banes and everybody else that's out there. It's more screamo.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a cool record. The next honorable mention is Fugitive Blast Furnace. It's a 2-song EP. Blake Ibanez from Power Trip. It's doing this. They just Power Trip just got back together with the lead singer of Fugitive and Scourge, and looks like probably moving forward, I would say that Power Trip will be back, and Fugitive will be a side gig. But Blast Furnace is a wicked crossover thrash song. You will headbang. There's no way you can't to that song. So totally worth it, even though it's a 2-song EP. Had to mention it.
Very nice.
An honorable mention.
An honorable mention, yes. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Wow, really?
Okay.
Love that record.
Yeah.
Such a great jam band.
Right.
Love that they went a little heavier on it. I still listen to it quite a bit, and whenever I'm in the mood for some, kind of more doomy stoner, that record has resonated with me this year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were going to put that on the top 10.
We debated.
Discussed it this morning.
Yeah, David and I debated whether or not it was going to make the list. But technically speaking, it's an honorable mention. So it's not in the top 10.
Gila.
Yeah.
Good job.
Next on my list, Metallica's 72 Seasons.
And
okay.
There you go.
Again, I went back and forth on it, but there's some other records that probably, for me, I've enjoyed more, and we'll get into that. But Again, best Metallica record in years. We talked about that last week. Chasing Light, I think, is it's a crossover thrash record, and for them to be at the age that they're at, and putting out a song like that's crossover thrash, it's so good. It was a struggle for me because I've listened to that song quite a bit, and there's a number of other songs on there that are pretty front and center.
Well said. I agree with that one for sure.
Yeah. Prong, State of Emergency.
Yes.
We tried to review it. Just time is not our friends as adults that have obligations. But I did write a review on it. It is a solid Prong record. I would argue that it's right up there with, the snap your finger, snap your neck, that put them on the map. Beg to differ.
Right.
It's a solid record. It is taking into account a lot of the things that are going on in the world today. And discussing it the way Prong would do it, with a Prong sound. Solid record, totally
Great
worth
band.
it. Yeah.
Very nice.
Next on the list is
We're on
Death
number-
Ray Vision.
Wow.
Now,
Death
wait a minute.
Ray
Dude, we're still
Vision.
in honorable mentions, right?
We are. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's 8.
So Death Ray
Jesus.
Vision. Death Ray Vision made his 12th, number 12.
Yeah, if
Wow.
Prong and Death Ray are making the honorable mentions,
Yeah, what's
I
on
can't
his list?
imagine what's on the
Yeah, wow.
actual top 10.
I got to be honest. I had Death Ray Vision in his top 5.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. Let's hear why. Go ahead, Derek.
No Mercy for Electric Eyes. It's great. It's a great record. I am a Brian Fair fan, and I enjoy the old stuff. I enjoy the new stuff. It's I think that this record is a little less metal than the older stuff. Brian is a headbanger, but it's a good record. It needed to be mentioned. And this was the record that made me put a long list of honorable mentions on, because it has to be. You have to mention it. You
Gotta
can't
bring it
not.
up.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay.
Next, Creeping Death's Boundless Domain. It's just a brutal record. They continue to ascend. It's not for the faint of heart at all. And they take elements of thrash and death and merge them into one. And I wrote a review on that one. Loved it. And just I still listen to it when I'm in a putrid mood, and I listen to it when I'm in a great mood. So great record.
All right, we are in the top 10 now. This is
No, we're
exciting.
not. No, we're not. No, we got
I thought
one
we
more.
were 18. Okay, one more. I'm sorry.
We got one more. Patriarchs in Black, My Veneration.
Ah, very
Okay.
good.
I know that Dan's probably going to be disappointed he make my top 10. It was hard. There was a lot of years. Even after Hit the Pit and Mega Kung Fu, I still do the top 10 with some of my buddies. And some years it's hard to get a top 10. And this year was actually, I think, because of Shit Talk Reviews, it was hard to keep a top 10 and not have honorable mentions. So it had to be there. Great rock record. Again, I hate to say it. They don't want to be known as a rock band, but it feels more rock, grounded in rock. And let's see if they go more heavy, so with some of their stuff in the future.
Hey, listen, to cover all the music we did this year and have them fall at number 11, that's pretty damn good. All the music we've listened to this year.
I said the same thing during your list. Just based on the albums that we did podcasts about, there's a ton of good music that came out this year.
Yeah.
And then you add in the ones that we did written reviews about, and the albums we didn't get to do written or podcast reviews on. Yeah, there's a ton of good shit.
Yeah. All right, this is what I'm excited about. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
All right. As in Hell, Impy Hora. Michael Paulson from Volbeat went back to his roots and wrote. He was writing some really heavy riffs that couldn't make Volbeat, so he pulled together a band, put it out. I think it is just a masterful metal record for 2023. I really hope that they continue. Did a written review of this, and what was cool about it was I listened to it a lot when I was actually back in New England. I went up to my father's house in Vermont. I'm flying through the hills of Vermont, blasting this record, and it just fit. And, when you're going 90 with nobody on the road, what a record to listen to. Go Ahead and Die, Unhealthy Mechanisms. I've been listening to the hell out of that. Max and his son Igor Amadeus have
Nice.
hit a
Yeah.
home run, and I love it. It's just a solid listen. And again, I have an affinity for Max, so would stand to reason.
Excellent choice.
So Scowl, psychic dance routine.
Scowl.
Kat Moss is a voice in the metal community. She is blends hardcore and thrash perfectly with almost like a 90s grunge sound. I think that Scowl's got a massive future ahead of them, and Kat is a huge talent for just metal, rock, you name it. We're probably going to be talking about her quite a bit in the years ahead. She's young, vibrant, vicious, owns a room. I would encourage you guys to go on YouTube and look at Scowls, watch Scowls live shows. Go back to the old stuff, go back to the new stuff, even without people jumping up on the stage. She's owning the room. She crushes. And so she's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Unexpected.
Yes, that was very unexpected.
Yeah, no, great record, great band, good young up and comer. Cavalera Conspiracies, Morbid Visions, and Bestial Devastation.
Number 6.
I think they're 6. Yeah. They are these re-releases were needed. I think I've talked about it ad nauseum, but they are awesome. Those songs have been given new life, and as you guys saw in person, people are digging it, and it's cool to bring back 1983.
Yeah, the real Sepultura.
Yeah, and so it's cool to see that, and I know I've been rocking out to those quite a bit.
Thank you for listen. Go ahead, John.
I asked Dave the same question when those two albums made his list. Do you have a preference between one or the other?
I would say Morbid Visions. Yeah, it's just it's longer. It's just it's a full.
Very
full
good.
record.
Came in at 6. Mine was. I had them at number 8. They're an amazing band, and like I said last week, Derek introduced them to me, and I will continue to listen to Cavalera. Just a great band, great family, just awesome people all around, and their fucking music is awesome. So
we're fucking morons, and we can't count. This is actually number 6 right now, so I apologize.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
So I can't count. So coming in at number 6, I have Dead Heat's Endless Torment EP.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it landed.
Chris Ramos, the singer, he is pretty darn good crossover thrash dude. Justin Ton writes riffs. He rolls out of bed, can bat 400, writing riffs with the best of them. These guys, I don't think I've been this excited about a crossover thrash band since Power Trip and Spirit World from last year. I think that they're all worthy, and I'm excited to see where Dead Heat ends up on a larger label. I'm pretty confident that they probably will end up there, but they've got a endless torment, and they've got endless talent, and can't wait to see where they go.
Dead Heat.
Very
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Number 5.
Celestial Sanctuary, the Insatiable Thirst for Torment.
5. I had him at my number 5. I knew it right here. There it is,
It's on
brother.
the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Such a great death metal record through and through that has thrash elements and just tons of chug. And they kind of broke the mold, very, very much like Death. I'm so happy that album came out. It's fantastic. Just such
Very
a great
nice.
record.
Okay.
Heavy shit. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 4, Spirit Adrift, Ghost at the Gallows.
I had him at number 3. I had you having him at 3, but you had him at 4. Good job, brother.
Yeah, they're I just don't know how how they can't make every top 10, for every media entity out there. That record is magic. It's solid through and through. And again, I think we're going to be talking about them, 20 years from now. When we're really old and gray.
Yeah.
Just
Very
cool.
good pick. Awesome.
I'm going to throw a knuckleball at you both.
Okay.
But Enforced War Remains is number 3.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
It's they largely are probably the poster children for, the thrash, crossover thrash community at this point. This record took me fairly early in the year. It has remained right there. It is a solid record, back to front, fits what I listen to the most. And again, I struggled with even keeping it at number 3. But I went by counts of what I've listened to this year as the final deciding factor. But if you haven't listened to Enforced, you should. And they haven't put out a bad record or a bad song yet. And you will headbang your balls off.
Yeah, that album came out March or something, April of the year, maybe.
Yeah, and I is one of the first written reviews that I did because I've just liked the record so much. And even like, for me, a telltale sign is if I want to buy a vinyl version of it. And I asked my family, they were like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, these 3 records on vinyl, and the 3, and this was the 3rd one on the list. So nice. We'll see if the family comes through.
All right, we're getting down there.
Number 3. Here we go, baby. Come on.
We're at number 2
now.
3.
No, that was number 3. I thought that was
that was number 3.
It was.
Now we're at number 2.
Okay, my bad. Where are we at? Go ahead.
We can't count. It's terrible at counting. It's a good thing we're not in charge of New Year's Eve. Everybody be all fucked up.
5, 4, 3,
2 more
7.
I think I got your final 2. I'm hoping you say what I have on paper. Come on, baby.
I'm gonna let you, because you're an egomaniac. You tell me what I picked for my last 2. Go ahead. It was number 2.
Well, I'm not gonna pick your 1. I want you to announce that. But your number 2, is it Veil Maya?
Veil of Maya.
Veil Maya. Sorry.
No.
Oh wow! I thought you were gonna go with that. Okay.
John knows what it is.
I got a pretty good idea. I'm gonna let it go.
Take a guess. Come on, it's fun. Take a guess.
I think Ern is on there.
Okay. Well, definitely. Okay.
He's got 2 open spots left. I think Ern is one of them.
All right.
And I think Periphery's P5 gent is not a genre.
I don't think that's going to be.
That didn't make it, man. I'm really sorry to the guys in Periphery.
Oh, you know what? That's right. It's Avenged Sevenfold.
It's Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, it's not them either. You guys, God, you know me so well.
I know it.
Close attention.
Go ahead. What is it, man? Number 2.
Unearth.
Number 2.
Unearth. The wretched, the ruinous.
He came in. Yes.
Yep.
Very good pick. Solid.
Trevor, Buzz, guys did it again.
Excellent.
I think I think it's the best. It probably is one of their best records ever. And that's not to take anything away from their music library, but dynamic metal record. They're expanding musically. Trevor's expanding vocally. And he's got a lot to say. His voice, his words have weight.
Yeah.
And they're probably a really good warning to the world. And hopefully young and old will listen closely to Unearth and Mr. Trevor Phipps.
Very nice. Great pick and a great band for sure.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That only leaves us with 1.
Here we go,
Derek.
baby. Come on, Derek. Come on in, baby.
Hey, Joe, fuck you. No, just kidding. Earn a Feast on Sorrow.
There he goes, my man. I knew it. I had him at 1.
Yeah, they're last year I was kind of really excited about Spirit World, newer band, and this year Earn took the top spot for me. I get excited by new bands that are honest, that are they've got a voice. They have they try to put wear their emotions on their sleeves, have some fun, and that album hasn't stopped being played. in my house.
Me too. Yeah.
And
Love
I've
it.
got it going all the time when the kids are in the pool. I make them listen to Earn.
Yeah.
When I'm driving down to Naples, I'm listening to Earn if I'm not reviewing, listening to something that we're reviewing. And A Feast in Sorrow for me, it hit home on a number of different fronts. And I've been pretty honest, my mom dying and helping her pass a number of years ago, it wasn't a fun experience for me.
Let's
and
clarify, helping her through that process, not helping her.
No, not yeah. I mean, she was dying of cancer, and she didn't go to a doctor and hospice and all that, and it wasn't fun. And I think Joe Nally, his vocals, his lyrics, he captured the essence of sorrow with the record. It is everybody has times in their life where there's hard things that happen, right? And you can either get really angry about it or depressed, or but there's one thing that's always there. There's a degree of sorrow associated with those hard things.
Sure.
And he and the band, just musically, they are tight. They have they pay a homage to the past with the Metallicas, but the record, it stays true to being unique, and while also taking the elements of those other bands that they like so much, but it stays unique. It's them when you hear them.
Amazing band. I mean, especially when you first start right from the first song, he's Joe is "Where Have All the Memories Gone?" Boom, hits you in the fucking face, and it just fasten your seatbelt and get ready for a ride of music, man, because it is awesome. And I said it on the podcast when I went last week. They are an amazing band. Joe's vocals are passionate, just like Derek said. He's got something to say. The band is tight. What else can we do? We could sit here and talk about these guys all day. They're phenomenal. Check them out if you haven't. Hopefully you listen to this podcast, because that's what we try to do here, is just bring music to you guys that you never heard. Check the band out. They're awesome. It's not a coincidence that you just heard two people in 2 weeks say this album of the year. I mean, just do it. Check them out.
Metal Hammer. Yeah, thank you. Metal Hammer just added them to their top songs of the year, and the problem is the list is there's 50 songs on there. It's too long. Like, come on.
Funny though, Derek, because when you were here a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we were after a podcast. You kind of looked at me and said, "I think you and I are on the same page with this." So yeah, it was a good feeling. So that's great. I'm happy for Earn, man. I love your list. I'm just happy for Earn because Joe took the time to come on our show too, which was great. And he's just a great band. You just got to check them out. Right, John? I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I don't know that there is anything else to say other than it was, Derek's list was great. It's full of great music. Yeah, your list was good. Yeah. I very much look forward to disappointing you both next week with, a list of albums that came out in the late 80s, early 90s. Nothing from 2023.
Wham.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you this, John. If your pick isn't Earned for number one, Derek and I are going to be showing these pythons, and we're going to beat them up.
Well, I love Joe and James, and my God, I'm an asshole. I forgot the bass player's name. Love the band, but
Joe's the bass player, you putz.
Sorry, guitar, the other guitar player. So Christopher Cross's retrospective that I'm sure will be released between now and next week. I'm really looking forward to.
Great picks. Great job, excellent. Derek. I tell you the truth, you threw me off with Death Ray Vision. I was a little, other than that, your picks were on, man, spot on. I thought Death Ray was right in your 10.
Your honorable mention list,
you can't.
Is a great, top 8.
Yeah, it's true.
And to those who have stuck around with the podcast or this clip on YouTube until now, thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah, man, for sure.
We
hit
see
like,
the stats.
subscribe,
throw a comment down. Yeah. If you agree, great. Let us know. If you think we're absolutely full of shit and should really stop this immediately, let us know. We're not gonna, but
we're self-serving.
Put
That's
yourself
great.
out there. Come and
Good
join the
job,
clan.
though,
Stop by
Derek.
the website.
Good job, Derek. This is good.
Well
This
done.
is fun. I've been waiting for this song. I can't, John. I can't wait for yours. I'm really looking forward to it.
I want to shout out to Flavor Flav because that
Yeah,
guy
sure.
is
Go
having a
ahead.
great time in the world. He
Yeah.
is,
Good for
if you
him.
follow him on social media, he's having a great time. He is
What a
spreading the
life.
love.
Yeah.
He responds to tweets. I've tweeted him a couple times and he has replied back. The guy is using social media to spread the good word this holiday season. And you guys should definitely support him and what he's
Yeah.
doing. And I think Public Enemy has an album coming out next year.
I was just going to say,
Could be interesting.
his work with PE, they, have reached into the metal realms. Why don't you reach out to Flav and see if we can get him on the podcast?
I'd love to get Flavor.
I'd love
on
to
here.
talk metal with him.
I would love it.
Sure.
Probably.
Let's see if we can make that happen.
Yeah. And you know
Sure.
what? He probably knows his shit too, man.
He
Don't be
probably
fooled.
does.
Yeah.
And you know who another person is I want to shout out? Ice-T. Ice-T was just on a episode of Rick and Morty. Again, he's been on it several times. Body Count, great metal band.
Yeah.
Ice-T's
Yeah.
a great rapper. And he too is living the good life. He's in social media. He's spreading love, cheer, charity, you name it. And Ice-T is the best. So
Let's get
Cool.
shout out
Good
to
job.
those two.
Let's get he and Flav.
I want Flav.
on a joint interview.
Yeah. I want Flavor bad. I want to get him on.
Let's make this happen, Derek.
I'll do the best I can. I'll ask
All right.
for holidays. I'll be like, hey, you feeling holiday cheer? You want to come on and talk to our 3 listeners?
Flav would probably do it. I'm telling you, he seems like a really cool guy,
All right. Well, let's make
All
it
right.
happen. In the meantime, let's shut this down. You guys have a
Yes.
great weekend, and I
Thank
can't
you,
wait to
John.
do
You
it all
too.
again with you next week.
Me too. I can't wait.
Thanks.
Peace.
That's all I needed.
Great job.
Oh man, it's fucking
Great
so
list,
stupid.
dude.